We was on the bottom, yeah. Now we headed to the top, new level. On my level, don't see anybody, I don't see him. This right here could never stop, this could never stop. Ay, this right here could never stop. Hold up, nah, nah. Ay, this right here could never stop. Hold up, nah, nah. Ay, this right here could never stop. Hold up, nah, nah. Ay, this right here could never stop. Hold up, nah, nah. One time, ay. I live on the job, right? Yeah, I'm always at work, right? Real people stay by me, right? Haters wanna do hurt, right? Know they tryna stop me, right? Drag my name through dirt, right? I don't feed into the hate, right? I just answer with a smirk, facts. I feel so.
Didn't all of us come from the west coast of Africa? Historically, all of us came from there. African Americans, the Bahamians, the Haitians, right? We all came from there. The only difference that is between us is where the white man dropped you off. Right. That's it. That's it, because we all got off the same boat, and the same white man took our ancestors and put them all on auction blocks and sold the black man for bucks. And sold the women for bed winches. That's the only thing that separates us. We the same people. What the white man has done is given us different names to keep us mentally separated. That's why here down in Miami, Haitians don't tend to mess with African Americans. They stick to themselves. Black Americans don't tend to mess with Haitians. Jamaicans don't mess with Haitians or black men. They all stick to themselves because we think we different people. We all the same people, and what we are is we the 12 tribes of Israel. We are one nation, but from different tribes. Like you all would come from the tribe of Judah. You be from the tribe of Benjamin. You yourself from the tribe of Levi. These are the names that God gave us. These are the names that your oppressor gave you. West Indian, that's a direction, and Indian means slave. African American is the name of two white men. Can two white men make a black person? It's genetically impossible. So why in the hell we call ourselves African American black? My shoes are black. Your skin looks as brown as the chocolate that comes from the earth. What about you, brother? Where you come from? What island? What country? You was born in America. Okay, so is your ancestors, like your father, they come from the islands or they come from America too? Okay, so you might be from the tribe of Judah. Right there. But what has happened through a process of time when we forgot who we are and through the oppression, well, we just trying to survive day to day, you won't even worry about what God called you. And therefore, you have took on the ways of your oppressor. Tell me where in the Bible it says celebrate Father's Day.
Bring it out.
You ever read that? The Bible actually says honor your father every single day, that your days may be long upon the earth. And that's a problem with a lot of our youth now. They don't honor their mother or their fathers, and now you see them on the 6 o'clock news, they got shot up because they in some game. Sometimes the father ain't even there. All of that goes back to us not knowing who we are. And read verse 64 again.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people.
That's historically proven. You can go on any internet, pick up any book and type in slavery. Who's the first people that pop up? Black people. Ain't no white people pop up. Ain't no Chinese people popping up. None of that. But you know what? You call yourself African. Now here's a question. If I was born in a plane flying over the ocean, would I be an Atlantic-Ocean? Would I be a Delta Airlinean? Would I be an American airline, baby? What would my nationality be?
Bring it out. Bring it out.
It would have to go back to what man I came from, right? So that means your land mass, where you're born, does not determine who you are. And this right here being scattered, that ain't talking about Africans. That ain't talking about Haitians, Bahamians. Read Deuteronomy 29 and 1. Let's show you who it's talking about.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 29 and verse 1. These are the words of the covenant which he, the Lord, commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel.
Who?
With the children of Israel.
Now go back to verse 64 again.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth even unto the other.
God said, who was he going to scatter? African Americans, Haitians, Jamaicans, or was he going to scatter Israelites? Which one? Israelites. Israelites. Why you think when you got off the ship, our ancestors got off the ship, the first thing they did was they changed your language and they changed your name. If you don't know what language you used to speak, or you don't know your name, or you don't know where you really come from, they can tell you whoever you are and you'll believe it. Oh yeah, I'm a Haitian because I come from Haiti. Haiti means mountainous land. Are you a mountain? Did a mountain make your father? A mountain have sex with your mother? So you can't be a Haitian, right? Okay, so Jamaica or Bahamian, West Indians, West is a direction, Indian means slave. Right. So that doesn't tell you who you truly are, right? African American, okay, check it out. African American is the name of two white men. Two white men cannot make a black child. That's physically impossible. Black makes all people, but two white men can't make a black child. So we can't be African American. Hell, they used to call us Afro Americans. Afro's a hair color. Negro is just Spanish for black. You see how they've been changing your name since you got off the ship? Because they didn't want you to realize you are a part of the 12 tribes of Israel.
That's right.
The people that are oppressed in America are the literal descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
That's right.
And the Bible proves it. Read 64 again.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people.
Was we not scattered? Was not the Caribbean, the Bahamians, was they not scattered? The African Americans were scattered. The Haitians were scattered, right? All over the earth. Read on.
From the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there shalt thou serve other gods.
Did not, when we got off the ships, didn't we have different religions?
Right.
That's why you said, who's my father? Oh, God in heaven. That's Christianity. That's a Christian thought. Because you was raised in it, because as soon as you got off the ship, they said, you Haitians, you are Catholic, you are Pentecostal, you Jehovah's Witness. They told black people, y'all Negroes is Baptists. Right. And you've been following it ever since, and you never questioned your mother or your father if it was right or wrong. You know why? Because they set up what you call taskmasters. Like they set up preachers and they would teach you slaves obey your masters and God love everybody, and that's the same thing black people regurgitate right now to this day.
Right. That's right.
Right now to this day. Right. That's why, what was the question you asked earlier? Do God love everybody? Why would that question be thought? That's a white man's thought that's been implanted into our mind, and we go out and we speak it not even understanding where it truly came from.
Right.
They say it in church. God said when we get off those ships, we was going to do what? Serve what?
Serve other gods.
We was going to serve other gods. That means that you have never truly served the one true creator.
That's right.
He said when you get off the ship, that's proven, that's historical fact. We were scattered. When you got off there, you was going to serve other gods. Right. One of them is you're going to think that your history ties back to Isis, Horus, and Ra. You're going to think that Jesus is a white man. Right. That's what you was going to think. You was going to serve other gods, and then you was going to make up excuses saying, oh, we all serve the same God. We just call him different names. No, you don't. Because the God of the Bible told his people, I'm going to scatter you if you don't obey my commandments. Right. That's right. That's the truth of the Bible. So we have never truly served the one true creator. That's why, go back to read verse 29 now.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 29. And thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind gropeth in darkness. And thou shalt not prosper in thy way.
We ain't going to do what?
Shall not prosper in thy way.
No matter how much we do as a nation, we always go 2 steps forward, 10 steps backwards. You know how I know that's true? Because you're a little bit older than me, you older than me too, and you older than me. In the 60s, we was fighting for what here in America? In the 60s, Martin Luther King. Freedom? What's the name? Civil rights. That was in the 60s, right? What in the hell we still fighting for today?
Bring it up.
Huh? Same thing. Read it again.
And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy way.
If that Bible ain't talking about us, I don't know who the hell it's talking about. You know how I know this is talking about us? Asians came to America, right? They got put in internment camps, right? They got out. They got what you call it? Reparations. Do you see any Asians out here on the corners sleeping? Nah, they have prospered. You see any Arabs out here sleeping on the ground anywhere over here? They prosper, right? You see some white people sleeping, but at a moment, a white person can go to another white man like, hey, can you give me a job? I need some help. Okay, we'll give you a job. Work here. Get him right up out of oppression. Right. Negroes here in America, we've been struggling forever. Right. Whenever the unemployment rate is at its highest, guess who's the most unemployed? Black people. God said, you will not prosper in your ways. Read.
And thou shalt be only oppressed.
We're going to be what?
Only oppressed.
It's not the black man, the Jamaican man, the Haitian man, all over the earth oppressed. But he ain't talking about African Americans and black people, right? Who's he talking about? What's the name? He called them in the Bible. What is it? Let's go back to it. Deuteronomy 29:1.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 29 and verse 1. These are the words of the covenant which the Lord commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel.
Who?
With the children of Israel.
God said the Israelites will be oppressed. The Israelites will be serving other gods. The Israelites will grope at noonday. They always searching for a way out and still can't find it. That's us. But we got to retrain our mind to understand who the Bible's talking about. That's why when you read the Bible, you be like, oh, okay, I got to have faith because that's not talking about me. But it really is. Because all of this stuff happened to us historically, right? Finish out in verse 29.
And be oppressed and spoiled evermore. And no man shall save thee.
And what?
And no man shall save thee.
All right, now let's do a little bit more history. You might know something. What black man, Hispanic man, if you know something, what black man tried to save black people here in America and couldn't do it? Name one from the 60s. Fidel, who's that? Fidel, well, okay, he's a Spanish man, right? But he still lived up into the 90s. I'm talking about the 60s. We're going to work our way up. Martin Luther King tried. What'd they do? They put a bullet in him. Who else tried in the 60s? Malcolm X tried. What happened to him? They put a bullet in him. Marcus Garvey tried, right? In the 30s and 40s, right? What happened to him? They shipped him off. Read that part again.
And thou shalt be oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee.
No man will be able to save us until we repent.
Right.
Until you change. Until you stop serving other gods. Like that Ankh. What does that mean? A symbol of life, right? Go to Proverbs 7:2.
Bring it up.
Now here's a question. Will that Ankh stop a bullet? So it's not the symbol of life. It's not. All right, man, take a flyer. Make sure you check it out. We got a school 10 minutes down the road. Yeah. So with this knowledge, don't come out here like, oh, that was a good word I heard today. You gotta change. Right. Because if you don't change, guess what's gonna keep on happening?
Bring it out.
Oppressed. That's right. Shot down in the streets, that's what's gonna happen. So dealing with life, read that, Proverbs 7:2. You got a question, brother? Read that.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 7 and verse 2. Keep my commandments and live.
Do what?
And live.
Do what? Keep what?
Keep my commandments and live.
I didn't say put a chain around your neck. That come from Egypt. You live in proof that the Bible's a true book. It said when you get off the slave ship, you was going to serve other gods. That right there goes back to Egyptian gods. Right? Read that.
The book of Exodus, chapter 11 and verse 7. Read it up. But against any of the children...
Where you going? Hold on. Okay, all right.
But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know that the Lord doth put a difference.
Put a difference, slow down.
does put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
God said it's a difference between them Egyptians and my people. It's a major difference. And you know why a lot of our people gravitate to the Egyptian theology and stuff? Because I used to do just like that. Because you know what you're really doing? You searching. Now you got the roster colors on your head, and then you got an Egyptian ankh on your neck. That means you searching for truth in your spirit, and whatever looks like it is more than what we have become, you say, that's me.
You know what I'm saying? All right, come on.
Okay. Just cover it up, right? Okay, so with that, hey, what's going on, brother? With that whole thing. Okay, but you do follow some of their teachings? Live by some of their principles, I guess you could say. And what did Proverbs 7:2? Let me show you what Most High commanded. Because if you do that, then that means I can be able to see you and say, oh, you got a Star David on your neck, so you know a little bit of something.
I was in Hollywood when y'all was in Hollywood.
Ah, I remember you.
You were a lot skinnier.
Yeah, I remember you. Read that.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 7 and verse 2.
Read it out.
Keep my commandments and live.
God, the Most High, said keep the commandments. Now, nowhere in the commandments it says put an Egyptian ankh on your neck when you are from the children of Israel.
That's right.
Nowhere does it say wear a Star David when you're from the children of Israel either.
Right.
You know, this is both of y'all right here, because you've been here before. This is what we do as a people, because we know we're not meant to be in this level. We are superior to them in every single thing.
Right.
I said it before. The only reason that racism exists is to keep us down.
Right.
If we was inferior to them, it would be no need for racism. They wouldn't have to worry about us overtaking them and rising above them. It exists because we are superior to them, and you know it in your spirit. That's why you are searching for it wherever it is.
Right.
But the thing is, we have not been taught the book of life correctly. We've been on YouTube, we've searched for things, and any dude out there that's on the other side of the computer that sounds like he knows more than us, dang, that sounds good. I'm rolling with that. And then we find ourselves with the ankh and the six-pointed star on our neck, right? Give me Habakkuk 1:18. Because as you can look around, you see, none of these brothers got that on their neck. And we doing what the Most High do. You say none of these brothers right here with their head covered, right? Some brothers got locks, but they well kept, because God says you got to let your light shine. It's about, I know a lot, what they say here in America, you can't judge a book by its cover. God don't say that. God said the exact opposite. That's why I said, what are you into? God said you can judge a book by its cover. The way he looks, it'll tell you what's going on in his mind.
Bring it out.
You don't see a cop walking around in a damn doctor's coat, do you? He's not a doctor. You don't see a born-again woman walking around on the streets selling a body, right? Because the way you look tells who you are, what's going on in your mind. Read that.
The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 18. What profiteth the graven image? That the maker thereof hath graven it. The Moses image and a teacher of lies.
So what?
A teacher of lies.
A teacher of lies.
Right.
Because what's the thing you said to me about what's that ankh represent? Huh? The symbol of life. God said that to live, you got to keep what? That's a teacher of lies. And you know what happens with that? You might say, oh, this is what it means to me. But do we learn by more of what you say or what you do? By actions or words? Huh? Say it again? No, I'm saying, how do we learn as a people? Do we learn more by actions or by what somebody say to us? By actions. You with that on your neck, more people will learn by your actions with that on, and then go and follow it. They ain't got to hear nothing you say out your mouth. They know what it means. That, oh, okay, all right, got that on, shoot, I'm going to look for one of those myself. They see the 6-pointed star. Oh, okay. Oh, he must know he's Israel. So like, okay, let me go get one. If he's wearing it, it must be okay for me to wear it too.
Right.
You are teaching people by your actions without even speaking to them.
Right.
Just like right now, if you brothers never spoke a word to us, and you looked up and seen all these black dudes in purple, black pants, black boots, same fringes on, beards on their face, standing on, we wouldn't even have to say nothing to y'all, but y'all would know one thing about us: these brothers ain't in order. Yeah. Give me the one, and give me Amos. Somebody get my Bible out of the thing over there, 526. I'm gonna show you. Because the stuff we got on my neck, it does mean something. We can't just say it's what it means to me, because it ain't about you. It's about your people out here. That's why we out here right now. It ain't about none of us. It's about our people and getting them up out of the condition that they're in mentally, so they can change their life physically.
Right.
Right? And then we can stop the baby mama drama, the shooting and the killing and the drugs and doing whatever we got to do just to get back.
Right.
Read Amos 5:26.
The book of Amos, chapter 5 and verse 26.
Bring it out.
But ye have borne the tabernacle of your Moloch.
Of your who?
Of your Moloch.
Who is Molech in the Bible? Who is Molech historically?
Straight Judah, bro.
Molech was an ancient Canaanite god.
Right.
Molech. Yeah. We ain't talking about Molech.
Okay.
Molech.
Yeah.
He's an ancient Canaanite god. He said, you have born of your god Molech. Read on.
5:26. But you have borne the tabernacle of your Moloch, and Shuim, your images, the star of your God.
What?
The star of your God.
He said, it's the star of your God.
Bring it out.
Not our God. That's the star of your God. Because I ain't got nothing to do with that. What does that mean? Where have you seen a pomegranate look like that? Or did you make that up yourself? The philosophy. Where did you learn that from?
We opened up a pomegranate. You see that it's shaped of a star. And what they use the pomegranate for is the 613 seeds in the pomegranate.
Where do you find that in the Bible?
Bring it out. Bring it.
I know that philosophy you got sound real good to justify where it says that in the Bible, that a pomegranate is 600-something stars. Therefore, Moses, take for the design that I've given you from the heavens and make it in the temple.
Bring it out.
It wasn't Moses. It was actually the king of David.
Where is it?
King Solomon.
Where did he tell Solomon to make it?
He told him.
Because in Kings, God gave Solomon an exact detail of how to make the temple.
Right.
Where does it say about making a star? Nowhere did God tell Solomon to make pomegranates and put it on a shield.
Bring it out.
That's nowhere in the Bible, man.
Right.
Now back to that right there, right? What did the Egyptians do to black people? Because we're not the same people, right? We read that earlier. God said Israel and Egyptians are different. Give me the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. What did the Egyptians do to Israelites in the Bible? They did what?
Yeah, it's a little wet because I put water.
What
It's gonna be fun.
symbol of life on the
Just
neck.
to keep
They
it out.
enslaved your ancestors, and now you turn around and worship them? You know what that's called? Insanity.
All right.
You know that it's another one. Here's another thing. Black people was put in slaves in chains, 1619, 200 something years of hard bondage. And we turn around and worship white Jesus and go to church on Sunday. You know what that's called? Insanity. How can you worship the same thing that was forced on you by your oppressors? Why would you have that on your neck? You walking around glorifying your captors. That's the same thing with women with blonde hair. What in the hell, man got it too now. What in the hell you got blonde hair for from the people that oppress you, but you got it on your hair? That don't make no sense.
Right.
Go back to Deuteronomy, chapter 28. Read that, Deuteronomy 28, and let's go to the break, 68. Pay attention to this, because what we're doing out here, I know you walked up a little later, we've proven that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the real Jews of the Bible.
That's right.
Right? Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68.
Bring it out.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So God's telling, I'm going to bring you back to Egypt. They was what in Egypt at first? Was they free or was they what? They were slaves. So the first thing that you heard, if you got out of slavery and God said, I'm going to send you back to Egypt, your first thought was he's sending us back where? Into slavery.
Right.
I read it again from the top.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Into slavery again, but this time how?
With ships.
How?
With ships.
How was he going to take the Israelites into slavery?
With ships.
Where's it at? Here's the sign right here. Didn't that happen to African Americans?
Bring it
Right?
out.
That happened to African Americans, right?
Right.
But God called them what? He said it's going to happen to who? The Israelites.
Bring it out. That's right.
The Israelites. All for what reason though? Go back to verse 15.
Bring it out.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15.
Bring it out.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments.
And you know what some of his commandments are? You should not have a teacher of lies on your neck.
Bring it out. Bring it
You
out.
should not be walking around with the star of Molech.
Right.
And then trying to find ways to justify when it's not nowhere in the Bible.
Right.
If you don't do what I tell you to do, read.
To do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
You wonder why we struggle as a people? You won't do nothing God say.
Right.
God is literally telling you, don't have that on your neck. We won't do what he say. And you know what a lot of times we do? We look for a woman to justify us. But my mama didn't teach me that. Your mama don't know the damn Bible.
Bring it out. Bring it out.
That's the truth of it. Because we don't want to do what God says to do, he continues to curse us and oppress us.
That's right.
So if you try to do what the Most High do, what should you do with the ark around your neck? That ain't got nothing to do with God. Huh? Why you got it on? Why you got it on? Take it off then. You're supposed to. If you believe, because I didn't teach that stuff. The Word of God says it.
It's so hard to serve God. And why when I say that I'm a Jew, it sound odd. For years I've been walking around saying that I'm a black man. I ain't saying that no more, it sound wrong, man.
This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. Stay up to date with our latest events, music, and classroom lessons. IUIC plans to continue visiting different countries where this gospel has not been preached before. IUIC needs your help in pushing this truth. So join us. Subscribe to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and podcasts, and stay up to date with us. For more information, please visit www.israelunite.org.